Hey everybody, how's it going? It's 9 o'clock, ready to rock. I've already been out here for, I don't know, 2-3 hours. I get up on the weekends, or even on weekdays. Sometimes I don't work during the week, and it's like, my brain, on goes that coffee maker, and I'm outside working on power saws. I don't know about you guys, but this stuff keeps me going every day. I need this. I love working on power saws. So, what are we doing today? Well, let's see if you guys can get a good look-see. I got this 5200 countervibe, 85 cc's. So that's the beauty. I don't even know much about this saw, but you know what I do know? I want to port it bad. So, I ripped her down. I took the muffler off, chain brake cover, muffler, top cover, air filter. I don't know much about this saw. I have run it. It runs pretty strong for what it is. It's I believe this would be like a 1970s design. It is reed inducted. It has a governed carburetor, which is a serious problem on these. All saws with governed carburetors, not my cup of tea. That creates a lot of problems. So I attached my timing wheel. I'm going to take you guys off the mount, and I want to show you again. Okay, drill chuck on the end of the crankshaft. I put this lock washer behind here. Okay, and then I took a file and filed a thick washer that takes up the gap in this timing wheel. And then this is just a threaded shaft that came out of the drill that this came from. And I just ground 2 flats on it. And that's how we do this. So, I'm going to time this thing. I'm going to show you guys. I want you guys to see it on the timing wheel as I time it. Okay? I'm going to set up my tripod. And I'm going to turn the wheel, and I'm going to tell you when stuff opens. I want you guys to see on the wheel what's going on, okay? And we are going to do a cutaway of timing, so be prepared for that. I am going to do a cutaway video, and I'm going to time that saw, and we can see what's going on with it. Let me get you set up, and we'll jump right into it, and you guys can see what's going on here. Okay, I got you guys set up here. I hope this is clear enough for you. A little bit of glare from the light up there, but okay. Bottom dead center, top dead center. Now I still have the coil on this, so it gets a little grabby right here. Okay. If you're first learning to time, you probably want to take the coil off just to make everything smoother for you. I use the flywheel to turn the engine. Okay, so excuse me there. Okay, I'm going to zoom you guys right into the pointer, and let's time this saw, and I'll show you what I'm doing as I'm doing it. Okay, just going to angle you. Okay, you see that pointer? Okay, first thing, you want to zero it. Okay, you see my piston stop. I'm going to zoom you guys, there you go. Let's zoom you guys out. Okay. I'm going to take my piston stop. I'm going to put it in the spark plug hole. Now, of course, it doesn't fit at top dead center. Okay. Let's take you out of the mount here. Okay. Look. I push this in and it's touching the cylinder wall. Now, you want to hold this stationary so that it does not move. And I'll show you why. Okay. This is why you need to zero your timing wheel. People ask me this all the time. I get a lot of emails with timing numbers, and if it's a saw that I've timed, I can usually tell whether you zeroed your wheel or not, because a lot of times you guys can be 4 degrees off, say, which is hard to spot if you're just learning. When I was just learning, I had no idea, guys. No idea. A lot of times I had exhaust numbers that were way too high or way too low, and it's because my wheel was off. Okay, watch the pointer. Okay, I spin it around that way. Where is it at? 55 degrees, okay? It spins around, 55 degrees is where it lands on. Well, let's see, it might be a half a degree off, and we can fix that really easily. Okay, 56 degrees. Bend your timing marker. I use this wire because it's really stiff. Okay, I need like 55.5 degrees. Are we going to be able to get that? If you can't get it with your timing marker, you spin the wheel, but it's honestly just easier, okay, to get it with the timing marker. Look, 55.5. Spin it back the other way. 55.5. You guys can't see it. Here, I'll give you a different. See that? 55.5. It looks like 56 from your perspective, but you guys are gonna have to trust me. Okay? Do that 3 times. Just make sure. 55.5. It's almost 56 on both sides. It's like 55.5 and 3/4 of a degree. Okay? Pull it out. You can use anything as a piston stop. You can use a screwdriver, a piece of wood, a dowel, whatever. You can buy ones that screw in. Okay? Now, I'm gonna turn this. Again, I'm looking for the first ray of light that shines out of the exhaust port. Okay? Now, I'm gonna turn this all the way around once. Piston is at bottom dead center. Let's move you guys so that you can really see the timing number. I just want to make sure the perspective is the same. Okay, let's do this again. Piston's at bottom dead center. Spin your timing wheel around. Okay, now, if you look at the timing specs, go to Akers, the Mike Akers site. That's the one with all the specs on all these saws. Invaluable. It'll tell you when the spark plug fires. A lot of them it's 30 or 25 degrees before top dead center. Okay, so say it fires there. We go around, top dead center. Now the piston is going down. Okay, it's going to go. Now most of your saws, the piston is going to open around 100 degrees. That's all saws that I've timed. It could be before or after. It's usually after. Okay? How far after it opens controls your RPM. If it opened here, it would pull, say, I don't know, say this saw opens at 110. Well, it might only pull 9,000 RPM wide open throttle. If it opened at 100, it'll probably do 12 or 13,000 RPM. Does that make sense? So later is more torque, less RPM. Sooner is less torque, more RPM. Now there are ways to build torque, and we're going to go into that in future videos. Okay, so I'm just going to spin it around one more time. Bottom dead center. Spark plug fires. Top dead center. It's on its way down. It's going, going, going. Now I'm going to look through the exhaust port, and I'm going to tell you when it opens. Right there. Okay? I can see my first ray of light cracking. Okay? Right there. So it looks like it's at about 103.5, 104. Again, I want you guys to see this. Let me grab my poking screwdriver here, because we're very fancy. You see that little ray of light there? That's when the exhaust port is opening. If you shine, you see the light there? Here, let's do this again. You guys can see the light? See if I can get you guys in here. You see that little ray of light? I don't know if you guys can see it. Hold on here. There you go. See that? Right there. Okay. Right here. You can see that little bit of light in there. Okay, when you start seeing light, look at your timing number. Sorry, I had some camera difficulties. It flipped around while I was filming. Okay, let's do this again. I'm opening it, opening it, opening it. Okay, it's open. So that is 100, 1, 2, 3, 4. 104 after top dead center. Okay, let's do it again. I'm going to spin it around, bottom dead center. Again, spark plug fires. Top dead center. Piston is traveling down. It's open. What do we got this time? 104. Let's do it a third time. It's very important that you do it multiple times. Okay, I'm opening it or turning it around right there. What do we got? 104. Okay, does that make sense? Let's hope that that makes sense. Now, transfer timing is a little bit trickier. I'm going to turn the light on. I'm going to turn this. See the transfers? There it is. Okay. Transfers open. Primary is the one closest to the exhaust side. Secondary is the one closest to the intake side. Notice the primary opens before the secondary. That is not on all saws, but some saws it does. So, okay, right there. What do we got? 105 or 115, 16, about 117 degrees. Okay. Now you can do that 5 or 6 times. And again, you can, let's put this back there. Turn the light off. You can use a ring, and I've showed this on video before, and I'm sure I'll show it again. You can use a ring. Put a ring in the bottom of the cylinder with the jug off, and then put your piston at bottom dead center, and slowly turn the piston backwards until you hit your transfer timing. Okay? And then you pull the cylinder off and you can see if the bottom of the ring is at the top of the transfer. That's your timing number. Okay, so let's do it again on a timing wheel. Okay, let's go bottom dead center. 180 degrees, bottom dead center. Turn the wheel. The piston is going up. It is drawing fuel and air in. Going up, 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 up. Again, spark plug fires somewhere in here. Up, top dead center. Starts pushing the piston down, down, down. Our exhaust opens. And our transfers open. The distance from the exhaust opening here to the transfer opening here is called blowdown. That is your transfer blowdown. Also, some people say the distance from top dead center to the exhaust opening, again 104, is your exhaust blowdown. Okay, the sooner your exhaust opens, if I put this one at 98, this saw would be super fast. Okay, and there's more time for the exhaust to leave and the transfers to open. Now, there is no hard and fast rules about that, guys. You have to experiment. I'm going to pause you here. I'm going to back you up and let's talk about this. Okay, so does that make sense? Cylinder is going up, our piston's going up and down. It spins in the direction the chain goes. Top dead center. Exhaust opens. Transfers open. Going down, down, down. Now you can time when the exhaust closes. Okay, we're going to do that with the cutaway because it'll be easier for you to see. Duration is timed. The duration is timed from if the exhaust opens at 104, right? 104. I will spin it around and I will watch it close. It closes right there. We're at, what is it, 104 it closes at. Again, that's your exhaust duration. How many degrees between it opening and closing is your duration? You don't want your durations too long. You don't want your exhaust open too long. As a general rule, some saws will like that. You don't want your exhaust open too long, and you don't want your intake open too long. This has reeds. The minute the piston's going down, the reeds close. Okay? That's why, honestly, it's easier to do piston-ported saws because you can see the timing in where the piston skirt covers the intake port. Okay? Reeds, you got to make them thicker, thinner, depending on what you need them to do. You know, if you need them to close sooner or open farther. So that's why it's my general rule. I tell people not to start by porting reed saws, because you can get in situations where you need a different reed and you can't get one. You have to make one. And then how thick or thin does it need to be? You know? So there you guys go. Pulling 5200 counter vibe. I have my timing numbers. 104 on the exhaust after top dead center. 117 on the transfers. So what do I do now? Do I just go grinding away? No. I'm going to think about this one for a few days. Ponder it. I'm going to go through my notebook and see if I have any other saws that have similar timing numbers and see. Did I manipulate those saws? Yes. How did they run? What are my overall timing numbers? And go from there. That's the name of the game in my world. I write down very detailed notes in my book, and I use my book. Here's the funny thing though, guys, about porting. Some saws you do exactly what your book tells you to do or what you think you should do, and they don't run that good. What do you do then? Go back to the drawing board and start over again. Some saws run good with a higher exhaust roof. Some don't. And the other part is, what do you want the saw to do? If you want a reliable logging saw that you're going to cut with every day, you're not going to raise that exhaust very high. A 372, maybe it's going to be a 102. Maybe you just put it at 100. You get a little more RPM, a little more power, raise your cut speed, but that saw should last. If you put that thing, way up high, it'll be incredible, but it's going to blow up sooner. So that's porting in a nutshell, guys. And that's why when you guys email me and you say, what should I do? That's a really hard answer for me to give, because I don't know what you expect out of the saw, what your level of experience is, or what kind of cutting you're going to do. And even if you tell me all that, you might not be happy with a saw that I like, or vice versa. So I'm going to just keep saying it. This is a lifetime journey, and you got to just do it, and you will learn. Some people are going to learn quicker. Some people, it's going to take them a long time. The only way to learn this stuff, guys, is by doing it. It makes sense. I remember when I started timing saws, I had no idea. I was so lost. But the more I do it, now I've been doing it long enough that I can just hear a saw run and a lot of times predict what the timing numbers are stock. And I'm usually pretty close. So, yeah, and you will get there. You guys just have to do it, practice. And the more you do it, the easier it gets, guys. I know the first time I ported a saw, I was like sweating and just all stressed about it. And same thing, first time I did a bottom end rebuild, getting those bearings in and out, I was like a wreck, And now I laugh. I think about myself back then. This is just fun, guys. There's really nothing you can do that you can't fix. So if your grinder slips and you mar the cylinder finish, try it. Usually they'll run fine. If they don't, buy another top end. It's just money and time. I mean, and you learn. And if you don't learn anything, what's the point of doing it? If every saw you build runs perfect, you're going to get bored with it. I promise you that. Some of these home lights, I've been in and out of some of these saws 3, 4, 5 times. I've had them ripped right back apart. That's fun for me. For some people, that's not going to be fun for them. So you got to do it and figure out what you like building and build that. I like building everything. I'm a scatterbrain in life. I'm a scatterbrain in my saw building. I'm going to do reed saws. I'm going to do old saws. I'm going to do new saws, because you learn something from each one of them, and when you put it together, this becomes easier. I'm telling you right now, guys, a year ago, I never even would have touched this saw. And I'm going to port this saw, and we'll see. I think it's going to be a runner. I have a plan, and I'm going to execute that plan. Whether it'll work, I don't know. But that's the journey. That's life. Without bad times, you never know what a good time is. Without success or without failure, you would never have success. That's how I look at this. And I'm always willing to challenge myself with these builds. Anyhow, another instructional video. I hope you guys got something out of it. Feel free to email me if you didn't understand something. I'm always here to help, guys. As always, thanks for watching. Take her easy.